Amazing business opportunities in Africa that will make you an overnight millionaire. While the world is busy being swept away by the glamour and glitz of opportunities in places like Europe and Asia, many are overlooking an enormous treasure trove of business opportunities in Africa. There are great opportunities to be found in Africa today, but no one will wave a magic wand and suddenly make you a millionaire. Hard work is necessary, but the returns of your effort can come to be exceptional if you choose wisely. Hi and welcome back to another video of Finance Sense, where we cover all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. In this video, we will dive into what opportunities exist in Africa, why new entrepreneurs should be pursuing their entrepreneurial goals on African soil, and give you the top business opportunities in Africa to pursue your biggest business ambitions. But before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to stay updated with our videos. Now, let's head on to the video. Africa's large consumer market, advanced technology, and diverse natural resources make it an attractive business destination. Africa is home to about 136,000 millionaires, with the top three countries being South Africa, Egypt, and Nigeria. Several of these millionaires are older, but new entrepreneurs have also been making good use of the opportunities available. The International Monetary Fund estimates that 6 of the world's 10 fastest-growing economies are on the African continent. Additionally, Africa's economic growth is expected to double by 2050, reaching a value of $29 trillion. In the same way that China and India's economic rise has created winners and losers, Africa may do the same. However, it's important to note that most of the astute businessmen now becoming wealthy in Africa have a unique outlook on the region. Interestingly, entrepreneurs reinventing Africa and generating profit are motivated and driven by challenges, even if most individuals find them annoying and frustrating. Since they perceive things from a different angle, successful African businessmen utilize their ingenuity and initiative to solve complex challenges in ways that benefit society as a whole. Overall, the African market encourages those who can find answers to challenges. Thus, confronting more complex issues may lead to more financial gain. To start, there can be no sustainable world economy without an established recycling industry. The capacity to effectively recycle trash and discarded materials are essential to the long-term health of a country's economy. Investments in recycling across Africa have the support of institutions and multinational development groups. To motivate recycling investment, they provide financial aid and incentive schemes. African entrepreneurs may profit enormously from the idea of recycling tires when vehicles in African countries increase in number. For example, Nigeria has about 12 million registered cars, whereas Kenya has over 3 million. The tire business has great potential. With a lifespan of 4 years, tires are here to stay. Furthermore, the government provides incentives and foreign development groups offer funding to encourage investment in recycling plants for used tires. The Recycling and Economic Development Initiative of South Africa supervises the collecting and repurposing of tires across the continent. But some countries in sub-Saharan Africa also provide financial support for environmental initiatives. On the other hand, food manufacturing and processed food production are reasonable options if you're looking for an industry that guarantees profitability and investment returns. This field has been thriving in Africa since it meets the urgent need for quick and easy-to-make meals in the cities where the population is expanding rapidly. In these places, there is a larger concentration of middle and upper-class consumers who can buy pre-packaged meals. Thus, your investment will likely yield positive results. In the last 5 decades, there has been a steady rise in the consumption of packaged foods across Africa. Women and men are spending more money on processed foods since they have less time to prepare meals because of the rising number of employed individuals outside their homes. Moreover, because of the scarcity of domestically produced pre-packed goods, most of these items must be imported. Even in supply-constrained markets, monopoly tends to rule due to a lack of other options. It's a green light for businesses willing to risk putting their money into the processed food market. However, building a factory from the ground up Processing raw materials, creating recipes, and finally packaging the processed goods for sale and distribution might be an arduous investment effort. Another business enterprise that you can pursue is furniture. The furniture industry is proving its resilience, being one of the few that has expanded in conjunction with rising incomes. The desire for luxury and comfort has been growing alongside the growth in the middle class population and its purchasing power. There's no better way to demonstrate your interest than to invest in some high quality, aesthetically pleasing furniture. There has been a recent increase in the demand for high end furniture and decorations among the rich. Sub-Saharan African countries have a furniture distribution problem. Thus, available pieces are priced relatively high. This seems like a promising business opportunity with a high potential return. Meanwhile, it is standard practice in many European and American countries to hire third-party services to handle cleaning and security operations. Cape Town, Nairobi, Lagos, and Accra are just a few African nations that have successfully adopted this practice. When it comes to security and cleaning, many companies like to outsource the work to specialized companies. African entrepreneurs can consider launching a firm focused on cleaning services and security. In addition, companies are becoming more sophisticated, and business operations are increasingly being handled internally. However, services like cleaning and security are outsourced to specialized companies. This trend is presently occurring in major African cities. Janitorial employment requires less training and has a low entry barrier in Africa. Therefore, a service company can be established with little difficulty. African enterprises benefit from the region's burgeoning security and cleaning service sectors. Potential business owners in major metropolitan areas might consider starting a reliable outsourcing firm. On the other hand, corn, one of the continent's staple food crops, is grown on around 17% of the region's agricultural area. More than 300 million individuals in sub-Saharan Africa depend on corn for survival. Additionally, wheat, a staple grain for approximately 35% of the world's population, is crucial in overall global nutrition and complements corn. Farmers and businessmen interested in these crops have a remarkable opportunity before them. In the nations of sub-Saharan Africa, milling corn and wheat may be a successful enterprise. It's a promising market that might help many small businesses expand rapidly into huge commercial mills, serving the local market and the entire continent. Many African countries currently farm corn and wheat. The raw materials for this endeavor are ample and cheap. Further, demand is consistently high since it serves as a staple diet for most people across the continent. Lastly, the simplicity and the lack of expertise necessary for milling operations eliminate complex techniques, and the demand is predicted to rise in line with the rapid development of the population. Mill operations are pretty simple, and workers may immediately begin operating high-quality machinery with proper training. Another sector that you can pursue your business ambitions is clothing. The clothing industry's expansion often mirrors the national economy's development. Apparel and clothing seem to be in demand in African countries, but there's a shortage in the number of reputable brands that provide affordable alternatives. Fashion-conscious African buyers are always on the lookout for better fabrics. China has a reputation for producing low-quality textiles at low prices. And while European labels tend to be reliable in terms of quality, their prices make them unaffordable for the average consumer. So with careful preparation, tailoring apparel might be less complicated and compared to other sectors. And with just a bit of money, you can now have your logo placed on each product individually. When starting out in this market, you don't need millions of dollars or shares to make a name for yourself. Since fashion trends come and go rapidly, it is crucial for businesses to regularly restock while keeping an eye on production runs and quality. Having the production close to the retailing industry is also essential as much as avoiding transport and distribution delays. Lastly, businesses must respond to customer requests and market trends across Africa. On the other hand, another field that you can pursue your business goals is with solar-powered street lighting systems. Improvements in solar panels and the low power consumption of LED lights have made solar-powered street lighting systems quite effective. Several African countries have experienced increased blackouts after installing regular streetlights, leading to a rise in the popularity of solar street lighting as a feasible alternative. Governments and global institutions are investing heavily in renewables, and as a result, several incentives have been established to facilitate the widespread adoption of these technologies. Finally, solar-powered streetlights are easy to set up and use, requiring neither a permanent connection to the power grid nor regular upkeep. Similarly, across the African continent, more and more households, hotels, and resorts are installing solar water heating systems because of the numerous benefits of having access to free hot water. African countries enjoy direct sunshine and do not encounter cold temperatures throughout the year, making this a financially sound endeavor. Many homes and companies need this innovation, and because it is easy to set up, workers can install additional units after only a short training course. In addition, many isolated African communities lack access to clean water, making water treatment and purification all the more important. A considerable population lacks easy access to clean water. This creates a huge market for technologies that can reliably supply and distribute clean water to individual homes. These days, there is a wide range of water filtering equipment available, each with its own unique set of features and capacities. Middle-class families in African communities often utilize the small water purifiers widely sold on the continent to filter tap water. There is a financial upside to maintaining and inspecting water purification systems regularly. You make money, for instance, from selling the system itself. And you can also make money from the contractual maintenance plan. African firms that offer water filtration services and are willing to develop partnerships with multinational corporations to act as local distributors and service centers for such corporations are seeing rapid growth. I'm afraid we have reached the end of the video for today. Thank you for watching this far. Please subscribe and give a like if you enjoyed it, and comment your thoughts below. This is Finance Sense, helping you keep up with all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. See you in the next video.